It began when a bat infestation spooked Ohio University's First Lady Deborah McDavis, causing her to fall and break her foot. This safety concern sped up the University Foundation's decision to move Dr. McDavis and his wife to a new residence at 31 Coventry Lane, 2.5 miles from campus. The price tag for that move? A $1.2 million lease with an option to buy. That's $4,300 a month in rent. Recently, the foundation has decided not to exercise the option to buy, a win for students and faculty. The decision came after the university learned that John Wharton, owner of the Coventry Lane home, had verbally pledged to donate money to the school's athletic department. At a time when the university is growing and many buildings need repairs, many faculty and students believe university spending needs to be reprioritized.
As a student, I think it's easy to notice a lot of buildings are kind of falling down. It seems like I'm in Bentley almost all day, every day, and that building is hot 24/7. It just seems really old, and I think they could use that money to better up the conditions. Instead of focusing only on administrators, they could spend the money on students because we are the ones who are paying into this university.
It seemed to me that the money could be better spent on other things, particularly on scholarships for students who are going into an absurd amount of debt to participate in higher education. Also, it seemed to me like $1.2 million was a lot to spend on a house in Athens, where the average house is actually under $200,000. So a few things didn't add up.
Well, scholarships, definitely. There can never be too many scholarships for students around here. Everyone here works hard, deserves some form of money for what they do. Even in Scripps, there's no carpeting, and they had the tile ripped out for 2 months while people were in class.
But could the money actually be spent on these things? With many students up in arms over this lease, we wanted to see how much students and faculty know about foundation spending.
I know that it's just kind of a big pool of money that goes for funding for different buildings and stuff. I'm pretty sure they use it for scholarships as well, but overall there's not a lot told to students about it.
I know nothing about that, actually.
I don't really know a lot about what's happening. I don't know where they're getting the funds from, and I do spend a lot of money for tuition here, so I should be more educated on that.
We took a deeper look into the Ohio University Foundation, what its purpose is, and where its money comes from.
The OU Foundation is a separate 501c3. It's a nonprofit organization, and our sole mission is to serve the university, plain and simple. The foundation is set up to accept and receive privately contributed funds, gifts from donors of all sizes, alumni, corporations, foundations, other individuals that aren't alumni. If it's a private gift, that's where the dollars are housed. I'd say well above 95% of all gifts given, whether it's $5 or $5 million, the donor makes that determination. They may want it to be for a building project, they may want it to be for research, they may say just a specific college, the College of Business, because that's their college. So in the vast majority of instances, the donors themselves determine where the dollars will ultimately be expended.
Ohio University alumnus and former Washington Post ombudsman Andrew Alexander has donated and set up endowments through the foundation for years and shed light on the donating process.
There are two ways I donate. I've donated for many years, starting a small scholarship years ago that over time grew when my wife was with a company that matched the money. So in that case, I recall there was a legal document that you signed basically saying we're endowing a scholarship. And I get very good feedback from the foundation, mainly in the form of the recipients. For the larger gift that my wife and I gave, which is an estate gift, meaning that you get it they get it when you die. That was a legal process where there's a legal document. You lay out specifically what you want the money to go for. And my wife is a lawyer, so she handled that, but we also ran it by our counsel. The university has counsel. And it's a legally binding agreement.
After looking at where the money comes from, we broke down exactly where the foundation's money has been going. Foundation funds fall under 3 categories: unrestricted usable funds, temporarily restricted funds, and permanently restricted funds. This is how those funds were distributed in 2014. The foundation spent a majority of its unrestricted funds on instruction and research, entity operations, and fundraising and development. Student aid funding has varied over the last 6 years, but has increased in the last 3 years after a sharp decline in 2011. In contrast to student aid spending, the amount of money the foundation manages has only gone up. Looking at the future, Benchoff wants to continue the foundation's upward trend.
My hope, my vision for the future of the foundation and the advancement operation, the fundraising arm, is really to build a true culture of philanthropy. In fact, we have a long-term vision to double the size of our endowment, to double our fundraising that we're doing on an annual basis, year in and year out. And that's going to take a lot of work.